put it right there.
Oh, you got to put down the time? I didn't know that.
Good evening and welcome to PlayOnSports.com. Apologize for the delay, but we're here. The game has already begun with Montgomery and Hilltop, and Hilltop has the football right now, and it will be 3rd down and long after that last play went for a 3-yard loss. I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy tonight. Thanks for tuning in to PlayOnSports.com with Hilltop and Montgomery. So Hilltop in their road white uniforms with the green helmets. Meanwhile, Montgomery with their home red uniforms with their navy blue helmet. And it will be 2nd and 14 for the situation here. Sanchez drops back looking to throw for the Lancers. Sanchez under pressure, and he's brought down hard. And I believe that was Emerson there that came in, Mathis came in and stopped Sanchez in his tracks. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and very long.
Yeah, nice play there by Marcos Mathis right there, the quarterback tonight. He came in on a blitz there and really got right on top of Sanchez immediately.
So 3rd down and long for the Hilltop Lancers, making the short road trip over here to Montgomery High. It's going to be 3rd and 18. As Daniel Sanchez, a sophomore quarterback, under center for the Lancers. Quick screen. And that play not going anywhere. Pickup of a couple. And that'll bring up 4th down and 16 as that was completed to Sergio Martinez. And that, again, will bring up 4th down and long, and Montgomery will get the ball back.
Yeah, try to get out in the flat there, but great reaction there by Montgomery as the Aztecs got right on top of that screen pass for a short gain.
So Montgomery getting ready for their 2nd possession of the game. They started the game with the football but had to punt it away. So the Aztecs here getting ready for their 2nd possession of the night. Kick from 20, line drive kick, and Montgomery will just let it bounce. And Hilltop will let it roll out of bounds, and the Aztecs will start from their own 29-yard line as we're scoreless here in the first quarter, 5:53 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Andrew, Montgomery has been decimated by injuries, especially at the quarterback position. They're now down to their 3rd-string quarterback.
4th string.
3rd and 4th string.
Yep.
They'll be playing Parsley here tonight. Marcos Mathis was the starter, and you could also expect to see Chauncey Emerson come in as sort of like a wildcat type of look quarterback for the Aztecs. And that's awfully tough when you have to go that far down in the depth chart and try to win games.
So 1st down and 10, trip receivers out on the far side. As that's Emerson as lined up as the quarterback. Handoff will go for about 5 yards. And that was Mathis, the ball carrier, and he picks up about 6, so it brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and the good thing about Chauncey Emerson is, talking to the coaching staff, is he's quarterback and won at a high school level down in Florida. So it's good that he came in this year and has the experience at the quarterback position.
2nd and 4. Hard count there.
Now he's calling an audible.
Emerson not able to get the defense to jump, but 2nd down and 4. Emerson fires and has it complete and gets it out to Arredondo. And Arredondo picks up only about a yard, and he'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, big target, Arredondo, 6'1", 195. And a good, strong throw. Short drop by Emerson, and he got it out there quickly. Arredondo, give credit to the Lancers. They really get on top of him immediately and keep that to a short gain.
Yeah, going back to Chauncey Emerson, as we were talking with the coaching staff from Montgomery, Coach Jermayan, and he was saying that, like you said, although he's not listed as a quarterback, he has played quarterback throughout his football career, and his family is a military family, just got stationed out here in San Diego, and he was ecstatic to have him, only a junior, so he'll be a part of this Aztec team next year as well.
Yeah, it looks very comfortable in the pocket too.
Emerson on 3rd down and 3 rolls to the far side and fires incomplete. Just trying to get rid of that there, and it brings up 4th and 3, and you got to figure the punting team coming on for the Aztecs.
Yeah, give credit to the Lancers. Good coverage there as he tried to move the pocket to the far side of the field, and there was just nothing open for Emerson. He made a smart play, threw it at the feet, and avoid the turnover by an interception on that play.
He was trying to find Dion Moore, but well underthrown. 4th down and 3 from their own 35. High snap, and Montgomery's able to get the kickoff. And Hilltop is going to let it roll. Very dangerous play there from Hilltop to pick it up and try to make something happen there, as I believe that was Cameron Smith. Instead of letting that one go, he just picked it up, surprising everybody, but no harm, no foul. Smith picks up maybe a couple.
It shocked me that he picked the ball up. I thought he was just going to let it roll and wherever it was going to be down, but he picked it up and almost slipped by 2 defenders there. So a nice play there by the Aztecs, coming down on top of him and making the tackle.
So Hilltop will have good field position to start this drive from their own 37. Scoreless, 4:15 left in the first quarter here at Montgomery High School. Daniel Sanchez, a sophomore quarterback, hands off over to Dustin Downs, and Downs makes a couple players miss before he's finally dragged down. And a nice pickup on first down by the running back. Dustin Downs, the senior running back, picks up about 9 on that play.
Yeah, he's kind of one of their star players there. He has 264 yards rushing on the year, Downs, and has 5 touchdowns on the season, 3 rushing, 2 receiving. So look for his name to be called a lot this evening for the Hilltop offense.
So 2nd and a yard. Sanchez under center. He'll throw on short, 2nd and short, fires and has it complete, and it will be a gain of about 5 for a first down as he gets that out to, I believe that was Sergio Vidro. And Vidro picks up the first and has it 1st and 10 inside Montgomery territory.
You know, Daniel Sanchez has a hard assignment this year. He has to replace Omar Hernandez in the starting lineup, and Hernandez was one of the star players for Hilltop. Big loss for them as he graduated. But Sanchez has done a nice job this year. 670 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but he's learning the position on the run here. 44% completion rating, but you can expect that to go up as the season moves on.
Sanchez setting up the screen pass. Flag comes flying out. Sanchez has the ball tipped away, but it's going to be ruled incomplete. And we'll wait to see what the flag is all about, but it's going to be a legal shift, I believe, against Hilltop.
Yeah, tough break. They're moving backwards now, and that puts an awful lot of pressure on your quarterback. If you're going to start passing the ball, he has to make a completion here.
We'll see if Montgomery accepts or declines this, and they're going to decline it and take the loss down, 2nd down and 10, instead of giving Hilltop an extra down.
Yeah, I like that. Smart call.
So 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Something to mention as well for Hilltop, they're going to be without their running back, Drake Matterang, who is out with the injury, not playing tonight.
Yeah, and he's a big loss too, so a lot's going to be expected on downs this evening from the running back position.
2nd and 10. Sanchez, quick screen pass, fires, and complete, but it's going to be a loss of a couple there. I believe that was Diego Urenga, and he loses about 2. So 3rd down and 12 for the Lancers.
Boy, if Urenga has looked up a bit, he might have been able to step in front of the Lancer receiver and intercepted that ball. Sanchez kind of left it out there, did not put a crisp pass out there. Kind of threw a lob ball out there, and that was easily could have been intercepted.
2:38 left in the first quarter, scoreless. 3rd down and 12 for Hilltop. They have it at their own 49-yard line. Both teams have had it 2 times in this opening quarter. Hilltop looking to convert here. 3rd and 12. Sanchez is going to roll to the near side here and fires and will overthrow his intended receiver as he was trying to find Vidrio there, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 12.
Yeah, good throw there by Sanchez. Maybe let his receiver a little bit too much as he overthrew him, but he really looked comfortable rolling out and throwing on the run there, and just could not complete the pass.
So the defense is coming up big.
Yep, both defenses have really looked impressive here in the early going.
Hilltop will send out their punting unit. William Hanau coming in to punt. And Montgomery's going to send Austin Morga back to return it. Morga standing at his own 20. Good snap. Now gets the kickoff, and Morga is just kicked away from him. And Hilltop will just touch it dead there at the 24, and they'll start from their own 24-yard line. Again, we're scoreless. 2:08 left here in the first quarter from Montgomery High.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. Chilly night here in South San Diego County. Emerson fakes handoff, and he's under heavy pressure before he is dragged down. It'll be a huge loss on first down. And that brings up second and about 17 here for the Aztecs as Hilltop not fooled at all.
Yeah, the backside of the offensive line forgot the block right there as the pressure came on him immediately, and he was just running for his life. Smart play, though. He kept conscious to protect the football and not allow the ball to come loose on that heavy hit by the Lancers defense.
So second and 17 for Montgomery. A minute 30 left in the first quarter. Emerson will fake the handoff, or he does hand the ball off, to Williams there, and Williams only about a yard, if any.
And not much room right there. Got to get a little bit more blocking scheme right there to open it up there. Not much room right there, but Emerson, again, really good fake and then handed it off.
So third down and long here for the Aztecs. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Scoreless. Third down and a long 17. And Emerson will fire it in the backfield to Williams. Williams dancing around trying to make some players miss. And he is successful with the first wave of defenders and finally brought down near the original line of scrimmage. Brings up fourth down and about 11, but
flag there.
And, yeah, flag comes flying in. But give Williams some credit there. But we'll see what this penalty marker is all about.
Yeah, that's kind of his ammo there. Kind of make those moves and really keep the defense off balance. He almost worked his way up there, up the far sidelines.
You know, it's going against Hilltop.
Personal foul.
And now it's going to be an automatic first down. So instead of a fourth down and long, you're giving Montgomery an automatic first. So the Aztecs will gladly take that break.
And that Lance's coaching staff has to be irate because that is a tough break. You had them down fourth down and long, and now you're just giving them 4 more new downs on a really a mental mistake.
And they would have had the ball back in great field position as well. But no, maybe they didn't call it a first down. They called it it is going to be just a regular face mask penalty, not the personal foul. So Montgomery is going to punt this one away. And Hilltop will be returning it. Flag comes flying in late, but a nice return coming, and heading down the field is Cameron Smith. And Smith gets down to about the 20, but there are penalty markers all over the field. My guess is this is coming back.
Yeah, I would think so. A couple of blocking in the backs we'll probably hear.
And going back to that punt, I thought it was a personal foul penalty, which would have been an automatic first, but apparently it was
maybe not intentional.
Or they called a personal foul on Montgomery, and it was just declined. But the referee pointed towards Hilltop. But either way, it's going to be Montgomery football.
But nice move there by Cameron Smith on the return. It was a low kick, so those are awfully tough to catch because you're not used to that kind of trajectory coming at you. And he made a nice catch at his own 40 and ran right up the gut and cut it out to the outside and really made some good moves to get great field position.
So the two markers, one was a block in the back, but then there was a penalty going against Montgomery as well, so we'll offset. And so I believe Montgomery's going to punt this one over again.
Yeah, offsetting penalties, you have to replay the down.
So that wipes out a big return from Cameron Smith. He'll go back and try it again. Morga will kick this one away. He's standing at his 16-yard line. And we have Cameron Smith and Zach Pauley back deep for Hilltop. Nice kick from Morga. And this one will just bounce out of bounds. Instead of having a return, Hilltop will take over from their own 40. Where are they going to mark this one out of bounds at? their own 40.
David Vasquez came in from the outside for Hilltop and really pressured the punter there. So he had to get it off quickly.
8 seconds left in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Hilltop's going to have great field position here. They get it from the Montgomery 40. So it'll be the best starting position for the Lancers tonight.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to run the football. They're in an I formation, but I would kind of sneak it here and try to get a quick pass out on the outside flat here to end the quarter.
8 seconds remaining, 8.3 here in the first quarter. So this probably will be the last play. Hand off to Dustin Downs, and Downs picks up a few before he is tackled, and that will do it for the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play, we're scoreless here at Montgomery, 0-0 with Montgomery and Hilltop.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. A very fast first quarter there.
Yeah, a lot of running, not much passing. And you're going to have a quick play when you have that offensive philosophy from both teams.
2 teams not separated by very far. 2 teams down here in the South Bay, the southern part of San Diego County. If you're listening from out of the area, we want to thank you for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in tonight. It will be second down and about 9 after that yard run there by Downs to end the first quarter. So Hilltop will have great field position at the Montgomery 39-yard line to start the second quarter. Finally, a cool night here in San Diego County on Friday night. The first half of the football season, it's been extremely hot, unseasonably hot here in the San Diego area.
You say finally, I say unfortunately.
Yeah. Then, second. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I really like the activeness of the Aztec defense.
2nd and 9. The pitch over to Montel Campbell. Campbell makes a man miss, still going at the 35, spins out of a tackle before he is brought out of bounds near the 33. So a big pickup there by Montel Campbell on 2nd down and long, brings up 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, that play looked like it could have went, a little bit. It looked like it was going to catch the defense off guard, but great pursuit there by the Aztec defense to kind of corral Campbell and keep it to a short gain.
It's going to be 3rd down, 3rd and a long 3 from their own 30, from the Montgomery 34. Fake handoff to Campbell, and then a handoff up the middle to Downs, and Downs has a nice pickup on 3rd down and mid-range, and picks up the first for Hilltop.
Yeah, that fake to Campbell kind of kept the defense flat-footed for a second, and that allowed Hilltop to kind of get their blocks and open up that hole off tackle for Downs as he got that first down. So a little misdirection here by Hilltop, opening up a bit the blocking scheme for their offensive line.
1st and 10 from the 25 of Montgomery. Hilltop with their best drive of the game and trying to get the first points of the game as we're scoreless here in the second quarter. Sanchez looking to throw, fires over the middle, and has it complete to his tight end. And I believe that was Cameron Smith. James Lett.
He went high to get that football. It looked like Sanchez threw it a little bit higher than maybe he wanted to, but Lett showed great jumping ability and a great height, too. 6'2", 195 for the tight end. Came down with the catch.
Yeah, Hilltop has a roster full of able tight ends with a lot of size, and they really run that play fake and look for their tight ends. And we have, I believe, a timeout. It's called by Hilltop with 10:26 left in the first half. We're scoreless here on PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. And stay tuned for PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game, as well as wrap up the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy here at Montgomery High. Scoreless game, but Hilltop is threatening as they have it first down and 10 from the 11. So they can get a first down, but they'll have to get to the 1. So Hilltop looking touchdown, obviously, here for the Lancers.
And getting back to that last pass play, Andrew, that kind of now makes the defense kind of respect your passing game just a little bit. It looked like they were sneaking up and trying to almost play in an 8 or a 9-man box and challenging that running game of Hilltop. But completing to the tight end now opens it up a bit, the middle of the field for them.
Sanchez hands the ball off to Campbell. He is corralled in the backfield, and he'll lose a yard. Beautiful play on the defense there for the Aztecs.
Yeah, the DB came up. Can't quite get his number there, but a nice play. That was Marcos Mathis as he came up and made a nice play, split right through the offensive lineman that were pulling on the outside there and made the tackle on the running back.
Yeah, Mathis a great job defensively there as Campbell had some room, and one-on-one Mathis brought him down. So second down and 11 for Hilltop. Sanchez under center. Hands the ball off over to Downs, and Downs is corralled in the backfield for a loss of a couple. So the Montgomery defense, after giving up some yardage here on this drive, is now coming up big with a couple big stops.
Yeah, inside linebacker Martin Garcia met him there. That draw play did not fool anybody, as he was right there in the hole and picked him up and took him down easily.
So third down and 15 from the 16-yard line. So Montgomery, after giving up that play-action pass to the tight end, has come up big on their past 2 defensive stops and looking for another big one here.
Yeah, Mathis and Garcia really came up and made some good plays.
As we approach the 9-minute mark, Sanchez will roll out to the far side, looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he'll be knocked out of bounds after he picks up about 6 or maybe 7. But it's going to bring up fourth down. And fourth down and about 8. We'll see what Hilltop elects to do here.
Yeah, Sanchez had no room out there. It was extended nicely by the defensive line for the Aztecs as they just kept moving him along, now allowing him to cut up the field. And by the time he got to the far sideline, it was just too late for him to make any offensive move.
And they're going to line up for a field goal attempt. This will be a 26-yarder. So Angel Galvan going to try to
fake.
The fake going the other way, and Montgomery all over that and not giving up anything. I don't know if that was a fake or just kind of a bad snap. I was trying to figure out what that was, but
I had to yell out fake. That was just a natural
either way,
reaction.
It didn't kick. I think it was just a bad snap.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was that was just a reaction of mine from playing defense back in the day.
That was a little bit of delay there trying to figure out if that was a fake, but my first judgment was just a bad snap, and Hilltop comes away empty after that nice drive to get down to the 10, and they come away with 0.
A great play by the holder to really keep that ball because it looked like it could have easily slid away from him, and the Montgomery could have pounced on that ball and maybe moved it farther downfield.
So Emerson now will have 2 wideouts on each side for Montgomery. Hands off, and no room whatsoever, as I believe that was Williams. Will get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Yeah, Jovan Vera right there, the senior defensive end or defensive lineman for Hilltop, came right in, good penetration, and stopped that play immediately.
7:38 left here in the first half, scoreless. Defensive battle here in South Bay. Montgomery has the football, second down and a long 10. Trip receivers here on the near side for Emerson. Emerson will pitch to Williams. Williams trying to get to the side, and he is going to be met by a host of Hilltop Lancers, and he's going to lose about 5 yards on that play. And they're going to maybe 4, depending on where they say his progress stopped, but he went nowhere, and Hilltop was all over that.
Yeah, that time he should have just he should have cut it up immediately once he got it off tackle and used his speed through the defense there. Once you kind of stop, you allow that defense to come closer to you from their pursue angles, and it was a pretty easy tackle. And Russell Eubanks, the big man, the senior 6'3", 230 lineman, came in and took him down single-handedly.
That's an interesting formation here. We have trip receivers on the near side here with Williams behind those 3 receivers. Fire over the middle and incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down and long, as Morga was the intended receiver there, but Emerson just put a little bit too much on that.
That's a rusty quarterback right there, because he led his receiver and just didn't get the ball there in time. That's a quarterback that obviously has not worked with his receivers that much in practice, and you're not going to see a lot of time when you're down in the depth chart, so that's understandable right there. I think, maybe later in the game once he gets more comfortable in the position, I think he'll complete that pass because it was open.
So Morga standing in his own end zone, going to punt this one away. And Hilltop should have great field position. The kick is up, nearly blocked. And it's going to take an Aztec bounce and will continue to roll and goes out of bounds near, I believe, the 46 is where they're going to say they went out. So that was nearly blocked, but it turned out being a great punt from Montgomery.
2 Lances just did not see where the ball was, and that could have easily bounced off their backs right there, and it could have been picked up by Montgomery. You got to be a little bit more aware where the ball is, and especially if you're noticing that the punter is not exactly booming the ball, downfield, and if it's kind of a low sinking line drive, then you have to be ultra alert to where that ball is bouncing.
So Hilltop will have great field position again as we're scoreless. 6:29 left here in the first half. They'll have it from the Montgomery 46. Sanchez hands the ball off up the middle, and that's Downs, who has a nice solid pickup on first down, as Downs picks up about 8, and it brings up 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just following his blockers right there to Dustin, and he got close to that first down marker. So good run, good straight ahead running there by Dustin Downs.
So 2nd and short after that big pickup on first down. Sanchez will have it. 2nd and 2 from the Montgomery 38. Handoff to Campbell. And Montel Campbell picks up a first down and some as he is brought down at the 32. So a nice pickup of 5 for Campbell.
Yeah, off to the right side. That time off tackle did Campbell. He cut it back inside. He thought that was where more of an opening than trying to get far outside. And that time he got met by Martin Garcia of Montgomery.
So 1st and 10 from the 32 of Montgomery. 5:40 left in the first half. Very fast-moving first half here. Handed off to Downs, and Downs is going to be met by a host of Aztecs, but he will pick up solid yards on first down, a pickup of close to 4 on first down. It's going to be 2nd and 6. And the coach will take that any day of the week. If you can pick up 4 on first down, they're going to take it.
Yeah, Stanley Shawing right there, one of the leading tacklers for Montgomery, came up from the DB position to make a nice stop. He averages over close to 9 tackles a game, Shawing, for the Aztecs.
As we hit the 5-minute mark here in the first half, 5 minutes to go, and Hilltop threatening as they have just dominated on the ground on this drive.
And the way these 2 teams are going, we could have a doubleheader here tonight.
2nd and 6. Sanchez will look to throw here. He has time. Now he's going to tuck and go. He's at the 25 and brought down near the 22, and he'll be right at the marker. I believe he has it, depending on the spot here. They may have to measure, but from our view up here, it looks like he has it.
Yeah, we got an injured Montgomery Aztec player, number 46, Michael Alvarez. Sanchez just lowered his shoulder and went right through him, and he got the wind knocked out of him for sure to get that first down.
Tell you, I'm impressed with Daniel Sanchez, only a sophomore quarterback, not the biggest of guys that have him listed at 5'9", 140, but he's not scared to take a hit there. As we've seen a couple times in this game, him scrambling out.
Yeah, that's what, it's really big shoes that he had to fill with Hernandez graduating from Hilltop, and he was everything. Could throw the football, run the football last year, was one of the top players in San Diego County. And those are tough shoes really to fill, but he's done a nice job. And he's matured well, and I think he's going to be a quality player towards the end of the season once he gets really comfortable playing at this level of varsity.
And it helps that he has some nice running backs behind him there with Montel Campbell, the only junior running back. He'll be back next year. Downs, a senior, but you have those two in the backfield. That makes your job a little bit easier. And then you have a couple tight ends that have been putting up big numbers for him, as we have Cameron Smith and James Lett are very capable. So Hilltop, I like the way they're built, a very enthusiastic coaching staff, and looks like they're going to have a bright future.
Yeah, I like really both coaching staffs.
Yeah.
I thought they were very open and honest with us before the game, and really kind of understanding their situation right now for Montgomery. It's trying to work in two quarterbacks, possibly more Emerson, and it's tough to do at this level when you lose your top two quarterbacks.
So 1st and 10 from the 21. Sanchez rolls out, flag comes flying out, and the ball is flipped over to Downs. Downs has some room to work. He is knocked out of bounds inside the 10, and another flag comes flying out. So we have two of them. I believe the first one's going to be an illegal formation or an illegal shift, as the flag was thrown immediately after the snap.
And I think the other one's going to be a block in the back from one of the wide receivers coming back to try to help out Downs to open up some space for him down the sidelines.
So there is the hold, and there's the illegal shift. So we are right on with that, and it's going to negate that big play from Downs.
It'll be interesting to see, Andrew, talk about Sanchez again. Is as you said, right now 5'6", 5'9", not the most ideal height for a quarterback, but he's a sophomore, and he could possibly grow over the summer and then become a legitimate QB.
Yeah, and he definitely, as we said, he's fearless. He's not scared to take a hit. And he has a good arm on him as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses as this play is moving back after they'll wipe out the big play. They're going to take the illegal shift formation because the holding penalty would have been 10 yards from the spot of the foul, whereas the illegal shift will take place from the line of scrimmage, but there will be a timeout on the field first. So 4:11 remaining in the first half. It will be 1st and 15 when play resumes, as we're scoreless here with 4:11 left in the first half.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. This program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And we were talking about Hilltop, now going to Montgomery, talking with their coaching staff, head coach Jermaine. Very nice guy.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's only so much you can do when you're kind of depleted with injuries. But he was very realistic and very happy that he has Emerson for another year. And said he really liked the week in practice that they had. And they're a very talented team as well.
Yeah, he was very realistic with us. He said, we got to break our third and fourth string quarterbacks are actually true quarterbacks, and they understand the system, because he said if he didn't, he would have to scale back his offensive playbook to get the next quarterback kind of acclimated to this level. So, they caught a break here, and I think right now with Emerson, he's just seen a lot of rust on a quarterback that hasn't played a lot of time this year.
1st and 15. End around play over to the far side, and that's Sergio Vidrio, and Vidrio not a lot of room. Picks up maybe a yard.
Marcus Mathis coming up from the DB position. They'll kind of be the lone defensive player on that far line. Really made a nice tackle there. Good open field tackler, and he's just a fine player, boy. Offensively and defensively, he's out there probably playing the entire game, and you got to be impressed at that.
2nd and 12. Clock rolling. 3:35 left here in the first half. As Vidrio, they're going to give him a generous spot there. Looked like he got a little less than what they marked him, but it will be 2nd and 12 with 3:25 left in the half. Downs will get the handoff, spins out of a tackle, and is brought down near the original line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up 3rd down and close to 10.
Yeah, Jimmy Arredondo right there just try to make a hand tackle there, and that's never successful. You got to put that shoulder pads into the running back, and that time he just got broke away by the Lancer runner. And, now it's going to be 3rd and long, but it could have been right behind the line of scrimmage with that tackle by Arredondo.
2 minutes and 50 seconds to go, 3rd and long. From here, it would be about a 38-yard field goal. As we...
See, I said Jamie, it's Jaime. Arredondo.
3rd and 9. Sanchez looking to throw, and he's going to tuck it and run again. He's at the 20, 15, has some room, and is knocked down near the 12. He'll be brought down near the first down marker. I think he'll be a little bit short.
And that was a design quarterback draw right there, Andrew. And he quickly wanted to get outside, and boy, he does not immediately look for that sidelines as he saw an opening inside and just lowered his shoulder once again to take on a couple of defenders to get that extra yard.
And here we go again, almost an identical situation as where we were just a minute ago. It's going to be 4th down and 2. So it'll be 4th down and short, and we'll see if they can get the kick up this time.
I think they're going for it.
No, they're lining up to go for it here on 4th and 2. You're right. Ball is handed up to Downs, and Downs jumps over the initial line of defense, and I believe he has the first down.
Yeah, they were not bashful that time. They went straight through their strength right now between the two guards in the center, and Dustin Downs went right over the top and got those 2 yards now. They give them a 1st and goal opportunity right here, right shy at the 11-yard. Oh, no, actually, I'm wrong. It's 1st and 10 because they're swatting the ball at the 11.
Yep, this is almost where we were the last time when Montgomery's defense is exactly where we were. 1st and 10 from the 11.
Those referees, they spotted the ball. It got me off strike.
Ball is handed off to Downs. Downs has some room, and he is hit at the 5, breaks out of it, still on his feet, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 6.
I thought he was out of bounds. Yeah, he was way early out of bounds. That should have been a whistle. He was clearly out of bounds and then stepped back in. But good, strong running by Downs off tackle right there. Took on 2 defenders to get that extra yard. And right now you can see Hilltop now kind of feeling more confident offensively than at any point in this game. And if they could put this ball in, the way their defense, and it's really going to now force Montgomery to kind of open it up a little bit offensively.
Well, and Montgomery's defense has been on the field a lot. You got to
Right.
figure they're tired at this point. As Hilltop's had a majority of this first half. Sanchez to Downs. Downs near the end zone. Is he in? I believe he is just short.
No, that safety came up, made a nice tackle there.
And it's going to be, 3rd down. Well, I think he may have the first down, though, because it was... Now the referees may have to measure this one.
Yeah, Austin Morgan came up there to safety and really stuck his shoulder pads into the running back there to stop him.
Because they could pick up a first. It should be a first, yeah. So it's going to be 1st and goal from inside the 1.
Good run right there by Hilltop.
And Sanchez just going to keep it himself. He falls across the line. The official has him in. Touchdown Hilltop for the game's first score. As Sanchez keeps it himself, falls in from a yard out, and the Lancers on the board first. They have a 6-0 lead with 1:01 left in the first half.
But the Aztecs are complaining. They think that ball came loose before he crossed over the plane of the goal line.
Yeah, and you can see, we got a flag coming out. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Montgomery coaching staff, as he's saying that the ball was out.
I think
that's 2 penalties.
He might be out of this game. I don't think I've ever seen that. I think what he's claiming is I think he's saying that Sanchez's knees went down before he went over the, which would be an automatic stoppage in play. And he's motioning that falling to the turf to the referees.
And the official missed that one because it did look like he was down, but the official called it a touchdown, so Hilltop will try to attempt the extra point here, as there's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty that will be enforced on the kickoff on the coaching staff.
Yeah, but the coaching, they got to hold their emotions in. You can't get that out of line, because then it causes chaos on the sidelines. He had to show a little bit more emotion than that.
Galvan,
a little less emotion, not more.
Galvan trying for the extra point, and it is up and through. 7-0. Hilltop has the lead. 1:01 left in the first half here on PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter, and you can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOn Network. Keep up all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
So the penalty was going to give Hilltop the opportunity to kick it off from very close.
I think this could be a pooch. I'll try a pooch here. I might even onside kick it here.
At this point, it might not hurt.
Play a little Sean Payton.
Yeah, the Hilltop's defense is playing lights out. You figure they're just going to boot this one away and make Montgomery use their offense to come up with a play.
Because they're going to be kicking it inside Montgomery's territory. I mean, why wouldn't you try an onside kick?
And that's the thing. It wouldn't hurt at this point because if you don't recover it, it's still going to be a long field for Montgomery.
I mean, they're going to be kicking it from Montgomery's 45-yard line. You can onside kick it, and the worst they can have it is maybe at the 30, 35-yard line.
Yeah, and if you recover it, you have a short field to go. So, I mean, it might not be – it actually would make sense to do that, but we'll see what they're talking about it here for a while.
Yeah,
so
they're spending a long time with their coaching staff.
That would actually make the most sense because you kick it off, you run the risk of it going in the end zone, and then touchback, and then you only lose about 10 yards if you would have tried the onside.
And like you said, you have confidence in your defense, so you give them an opportunity to start their own 35. You have confidence in your defense cannot allow them to get into your territory that fast before half.
We'll see what they do. Referee gives a signal to resume play. They were lined up for it, and then backed out of it.
Come on.
Now they're just going to kick it away. But, again, I agree with you. It's really kind of a no.
That makes no sense. I mean,
he kicks it through the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, and it'll be Montgomery ball at the 20.
But, again, the way your defense is playing.
Why take
Yeah. Why allow them to get back into the game or get confidence offensively, I should say. They're still in this game only down by 7 points.
7-0 Hilltop has the lead. They scored just a moment ago on the quarterback keeper from Sanchez. Montgomery has it now, 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 1:01 left as they have 2 timeouts remaining. Quarterback keeper, Emerson's keeping it himself. He has room to go. He's at the 40 and knocked down at the 46, so at 47, a gain of 27 yards on the keeper there.
Yeah, Hilltop showed a blitz from the inside linebackers, and Emerson read it perfectly as he kept the ball, and I think he just called that on his own because he just read the defense, got right in front of his centerman, let the blitzing linebackers go past him, and now allowed a lot of open field in the middle of the field for him to run to.
And Montgomery calls a timeout. So Montgomery, after that big pickup, gets a little bit of momentum going, gets some energy on this offense, which has been kind of stifled here in the first half. Now they're going to have an opportunity as they pick up a solid pickup on first down of 27.
Yeah, that's just a smart read there by their quarterback, Emerson, right there. And as you said, we talked about it. He hasn't really played a whole lot of quarterback this year. So you kind of get thrust into duty. It's going to take you a little bit to get comfortable back in that position. And then now as we head towards the halftime, I think he's getting a little bit more comfortable.
Coaching staff talking to him here, and that's a weapon you want to use because Emerson, when he's not playing quarterback in emergency situations like this, he's more of a running back DB, so he has the ability to run it and make plays.
A lot of talk there offensively from the offensive coaching staff with the team. So you got to believe they might have called a couple of plays there in case they can get some movement downfield here and save some time with those timeouts.
So lining 2 wideouts on each side. Emerson in shotgun. He's going to throw it. Fires over the middle. The ball is tipped in the air and will fall incomplete as he was trying to find Alex Cervantes. And we'll bring up 2nd and 10.
That DB came awfully close to getting pass interference there. He timed it maybe just about right, but boy, he came in close, and that was number 20 there, Ben Bernard right there, the senior DB, 5'7". He came in and tipped that ball away at the last second.
And 47.6 left now in the half. The clock stopped after the incomplete pass. So Emerson in shotgun. Look to throw again. He's under pressure. He's hit as he throws it. The ball is tipped and is complete after the tip.
I think that was Williams.
And it was Charles Williams who gets inside Hilltop territory to the 38.
He's like, hey, look what it came down. Nice football right in my hands as it went right over.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah. Ball got partially deflected at the line of scrimmage, and it went right over the linebackers and into the hands of Williams in the middle of the field.
And Emerson will line everybody up, spikes it, and the clock will stop at 33.5 remaining. And Montgomery making a little push here before the half. Ball is at the 39-yard line is where it's marked, at the Hilltop 39.
And I think they still have their 2 timeouts.
They have 1 timeout remaining.
1 timeout.
Emerson doing a good job. This drive started at the 20. He started it off with that 27-yard run. And then the deflection to Williams, and here they are at the Lancer 39-yard line. 33.5 left in the first half. Emerson under center, and he is under pressure. He's going to get corralled and brought down by a host of Lancers, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and long, and Montgomery's going to use their final timeout with 23.9 remaining.
Yeah, one of their top sackers, Richard Estrada, the senior, came in inside rush, got around his blocker, and got right on top of Anderson immediately as he was going back into his drop. So tough break there for Montgomery as they got a little momentum going their way, but now it's right now with 23.9. It's going to be awfully tough here on 2nd down.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and long, 3rd and 18, and they have no more timeouts remaining with 23.9.
Yeah, right now they'll have enough time to get maybe 2 balls across the middle of the field in the passing alignment.
A little coaching staff for Montgomery getting their final instructions here. They cannot stop the clock anymore this half. 7-0, Hilltop has the lead. Scoreless for a majority of this first half before Hilltop got on the board just a moment ago.
But you can see now Emerson slowly getting into tune, especially in the pocket now as a quarterback. So I think he's going to have a better second half for this team once he starts out as a quarterback full-time in the second half.
Emerson in shotgun. He's under pressure. Sets up the screen. Fires. Incomplete. And brings up 4th down and long. The clock should stop.
It was an incomplete pass.
Yep.
And again, Estrada came in hard from the outside again. He got on top of Emerson immediately, and he tried to make his little center screen to Williams. It just wasn't there.
$13.1 remaining in the half. It looks like Montgomery's just going to boot this one away on 4th and 18 and hope they don't give up a big return here. It looks like Hilltop maybe just setting up for a block. They don't even have any return men back.
They came close the last 2 times on punting alignment.
They're coming in for the block, and Morga gets it up. High kick, and Hilltop's just going to let it bounce and almost hit Montgomery on the head there. And Montgomery will pick it up at the 29-yard line, and with 3.2 left, you think Hilltop probably just going to take a knee here.
Yeah. The Montgomery player couldn't fault that on fog like the last time we were here.
Yeah.
That ball was right on top of him.
Yeah, we were here a few weeks back, and it was completely fogged out. Homecoming a few weeks back as Montgomery walked away with the victory over Southwest that evening. And Hilltop lining up for the kneel down here to end the half.
Yep, and a game alignment. This time at the end of the half.
And that will do it for the first half. So 1 half in the books, 7-0. Hilltop has the lead over Montgomery on this defensive battle on PlayOnSports.com. We're going to step aside for the halftime break. We'll come back with the second half in just a bit here on PlayOnSports.com. Again, 7-0. Hilltop has the lead.
can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
can't hear myself. Check. Higher a little bit. Check. There we go. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports, as we are just a few moments away from the start of the second half with Hilltop on top of Montgomery. 7-0. I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. It was a very fast-moving, fast-paced first half, a defense-oriented and run-oriented first half.
Yeah, no, both teams really try to establish a running game. And looked like towards the end of the half, obviously Hilltop had the advantage. They scored the one touchdown, as Sanchez looks very comfortable throwing the football on occasion, but also handing it off to Downs and also using himself as an added attraction offensively by running design quarterback draws. And on the other side, Montgomery, Andrew, I think Chauncey Emerson's going to have a better second half, as towards the end of that second quarter, he looked very comfortable in the quarterback position. And, we'll have to see how he throws the football, but definitely he's an added dimension himself as he recognized a blitz coming in from the inside and went right behind his center and got a big running play, I think 26 yards, towards the end of the first half.
So Hilltop is going to start the second half with the football. Yeah, as you mentioned, that second half, they really kind of got the momentum going with the running game, just kind of that 1-2 punch with Downs and Campbell. They're two big running backs, and Downs really kind of got the spark going for Hilltop.
Downs definitely showed a great toughness running inside. Campbell a little bit more on the outside type of a runner, and then Sanchez was that added dimension as he was very tough for a quarterback, never really wanted to step out of bounds. He challenged defenders and lowered his shoulders on a couple of times to gain extra yards.
So Marco Collins back deep, alongside with Trayvon Lomas back deep for the Lancers as we are set to start the second half. And we are underway here in the second half. Kick is up, and it'll be fielded at the 10. It's going to be Cameron Smith fields it, and he is going to be tripped up near the 30. And that is where Hilltop will start the second half from their own 30-yard line after a decent return.
Yeah, ideal field position here to start off the second half for Hilltop. And they just, hate to keep mentioning it, but they just got to continue to do the same type of play calling that was very successful there and challenge this Montgomery defense. And I think if they can have a long extended drive, they'll really tire them out. As you were mentioning, they were very tired of the Aztecs defense towards the end of that first half, as they've just been on the field way too long.
So Daniel Sanchez will take his team to the line on 1st and 10 from 30. Sanchez hands the ball off, and not a lot of room there.
No, great penetration from the two interior linemen for Montgomery. They got right on top of the runner for no gain.
And didn't see who had that for the carry.
I want to say it was Downs.
Downs, and got back, whoever it was, I apologize there, didn't make out that number as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. So it'll be 2nd and 10, and I think that was Downs, but not 100% on that one. So Sanchez will pitch it to Campbell on the end around, and Campbell brings it out to the 34. Picks up about 4 yards and brings up 3rd and 6. So a big third down early on here in the second half for Montgomery, trying to come up with a stop and get good field position to start the second half.
Yeah, the defense really extended that play, really now allowed the linebacker, or excuse me, the linebackers came up and really didn't allow the guard and the two guards who pulled on that play to kind of block them out of the way. And that really forced Campbell to kind of make his cut late, and then the DBs came up and made a great stop on him.
3rd down and 6 on the opening drive here in the second half. 7-0 Hilltop leads, 10:35 left in the third as we are just underway in the second half. Sanchez under center has Downs in the backfield. And it's going to be a reverse. And that's heading over to Vidrio, and Vidrio is tripped up after he only picks up a few. So Montgomery stayed disciplined there on that trick play. It didn't fool the Aztecs, and Hilltop will have to punt this one away.
No, the exchange from Sanchez to Campbell kind of ended that play because it wasn't clean. Campbell had to make sure he secured the ball before he gave it back to the second end-around player, and right there Montgomery handled it nicely. And 3 and out, that's exactly what they wanted defensively to start off the second half.
So Montgomery will look to have decent field position as Alex Cervantes, the junior, will be standing at his own 35. Kick is up, low line drive kick, and Cervantes will let it bounce, and it will come to a stop at the 33-yard line, and that's where the Aztecs will take over. From their own 33, they trail 7-0 with 9:32 left in the third quarter.
If you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight, then tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports' school broadcast program. This program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. Montgomery getting their first possession here in the second half after forcing a 3 and out for Hilltop. And we're going to have a false start as Emerson with the hard count there, and Dion Moore took off, and everybody else was staring at him. And Dion Moore trying to get the head start there, and you can tell he was disgusted there. He looked back, and he's like, and he put his head back in disgust.
Ran a good route there, too bad we didn't know the snap count. That happens.
Yeah, just trying to make something happen there, and they'll push him back 5 yards, so first and 15. 9:32 left in third quarter. Emerson will take the shotgun, hand it off to Williams up the middle, and Williams will get those yards back and will bring up second down and about 10 after Williams picks up the 5 that were lost.
And those plays always are difficult. You can never, you try not to pick up all 15 at once. You try to go a little bit at a time. Boy, those mental mistakes really hurt you offensively, especially on first down.
So second and 10, trip receivers here on the near side for Emerson and the Aztecs. Emerson setting up the screen, fires, and nowhere to go is Williams, and he'll lose the 5 yards again that he just picked up. And he'll be thrown down at the 26-yard line, and it's going to bring up third down and long for the Aztecs as Hilltop was all over that screen.
Yeah, Adrian Rios really played that ball well there. He came out and met Williams. It's his job to kind of cover him, but kind of disguise it a little bit and came up at the last second. Didn't allow Williams to make any of his fantastic moves that kind of keep defenders flat-footed. That time he came up and really took him down.
Williams lost 7 on that, so it's third and 17. And Emerson fakes the draw, fires, ball's tipped in the air, and it looks like it's picked off. And Hilltop heading towards the end zone down at the 1. And that is a huge blow as Adrian Rios caught it on the deflection and brought it all the way down to the 1 for the Lancers.
But he made the nice tackle on Williams on the screen, and that time ball partially deflected. He was smart enough to see it, ran towards it, picked it up, and then just bull rushed his way through Emerson. Almost went in the end zone. So give credit to Emerson to keep him down and to keep him out, to give his defense a good shot at trying to hold him out of the end zone. But, boy, smart play, and Rios came up with back-to-back big plays.
So first and goal from the 1. The last time Hilltop had the situation, Sanchez kept it himself. We'll see if they elect to do the same here on first and goal from the 1 with 8:06 left in the third. Sanchez will keep it himself, and a flag will come flying out as we saw a lot of movement, and that's going to push him back 5 yards. So instead of first and goal from the 1, you now have it from the 6.
And that time Sanchez kind of stood up that time. He wasn't going to go to get lower because the last time a lot of questions that his knees touched before he went in the end zone.
So first and goal from the 6 now. Making things a little bit more difficult for the Lancers. And for the most part, this game has been fairly clean as far as penalties.
Yeah, but this 5-yard penalty is not that bad. It allows their offensive line that can dominate, and especially from the both guards in the center. Allows them now to use that inside running game and really challenge Montgomery to stop them.
Sanchez, first and goal from the 6. Hands the ball off to Downs, and Downs has room on the left side before he is tripped up near the 2.
But great block on the outside by the left tackle there to open up that space for Downs as he went right off tackle and got good yardage. I believe 32 came up and made the stop. Stanley Schwing from Montgomery.
A second and goal from the 2, 7:38 remaining here in the third. 7-0, Hilltop leads, and they're looking for more. Sanchez, the sophomore quarterback, lines up at the 2, hands the ball off, and hopping over the line for a touchdown is Hilltop. Dustin Downs from 2 yards out, and Hilltop jumps on top even further here with the 2-yard run to make it 13-0.
At that time, followed his left guard, straight ahead running. Pretty simple play. Textbook football right there. Take out the defender. Running back follows and goes off his hip, and he was untouched into the end zone.
And Galvan will come on now and try to tack on the extra point. Snap's good. Hold is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good as well. 14-0. Hilltop leads. 7:22 left in the third quarter here on PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter, and you can have access to thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
So Montgomery will get it back here and really struggling here to get something going offensively as they turned it over on their last possession. And still plenty of time in this game, obviously, with 7:22 left in the third, but they're going to have to get something going to get some sort of momentum on the offensive side. They've really failed to get that momentum offensively.
Yeah, and the turnover really, that killed them on that last drive. It set up Hilltop great field position. And right now, you can just feel a lot of confidence on the Lancer sidelines. This next offensive series is really going to be key for the Aztecs to get themselves back into this game.
Not only that, they just need to sustain a drive and give their defense a chance to catch their breath a little bit because they have been on the field for a majority of this game.
Yeah, they got to pick up a couple first downs, no doubt about that.
Kick is up, and it will bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and Montgomery will take over from the 20. So Emerson will come back in. I think you got to get Williams involved a little bit. He's kind of been a non-factor here this evening, and he's kind of your big play threat.
They're trying to move to me, I think they got to open up a little bit more on passing on first down because that defense is now really just zeroing on the running game right now, and it's awfully tough when you're going 2nd and 9 and 3rd and 8 on a lot of times as they did in the first half. I think they just got to open it up here on first down and get themselves in a good position where they can open up their playbook.
So trip receivers here on the near side, and they fake the handoff on first, fire over the middle. The ball is tipped around and nearly intercepted again, but it falls incomplete. The ball is intended for Cervantes, and the coverage was there by Burnaby for Hilltop.
Great coverage right there, one-on-one. He took the pass by Emerson again was just a little bit behind the receiver right there, and Burnaby was right there to knock it down.
So 2nd and 10. 2 wideouts on each side here now for Emerson in the shotgun. And he will hand it off to Williams, and Williams breaks out of one tackle. He has some room. He's at the 30 and is brought down at the 33 at the 32, I believe, and it should be enough for a first down. It is. Nice move there by Williams to move the chains.
Yeah, the inside draw worked perfectly there for Williams and Montgomery as they got their first down, and that's one, and then you just kind of build on it from there for them. They got to have little goals, and then hopefully they can move downfield.
6:57 left in the third. Again, that formation where you have trip receivers with Williams behind it, and looks like there was a quarterback keeper there, picks up a yard.
Yeah, a little bit of a hole there, not much. Eubank, I should say, for Hilltop was there to make the stop.
Picked up a couple there. 2nd down and 8 for Montgomery. Emerson has 2 wideouts showing pressure. Emerson gets away from it for a moment, but he's being tracked down and gets to the corner. And before he's knocked out of bounds near the 40, so Emerson making something out of nothing there. That looked like it was going to be a big loss. Instead, he picks up a few.
Yeah, it was a naked bootleg out to the outside, but the Lancers were waiting for it, and he really just used his speed to outrun the defense around that far corner there to get to that far sidelines. And he picked up some good yardage there.
Yeah, being 3rd down and about 3, so a nice pickup of close to 4 yards for Emerson on that keeper. And again, that looked like it had loss written all over it, but Emerson using his athleticism there to make something happen.
Yeah, and again, you know, he hasn't played quarterback all year for viewers who are just tuning into this game, so it's going to take him a little bit to get comfortable at that position.
Quick screen pass out to Williams, trying to get him some room in the flat. Williams makes a man miss, breaks through the initial surge, and is brought down about a yard shy of the first down. So it brings up 4th and 1, and I think you're in Montgomery. There's no question here. You have to go for it.
Yeah, and that almost looked like a backwards pass there as Williams is really behind the line of scrimmage, and I think even behind the quarterback, Emerson. But that allows him to get great vision on the field and use his athletic ability with his moves to get close to that first down marker as he made a straight cut inside Williams after the pass was caught right on the 30-yard marker, and he made an inside cut and got close to that first down marker. I think they're going to see. I think they want to get the chains out there to see how close they are.
It is an official timeout, and they're going to bring out the chains. At least that's what it looks like now. As it stands, it's 4th and 1.
It's going to be close. And
Montgomery trying to keep their drive going again, looking for another first down.
And regardless, even if they don't get the first down, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I think he's going to be just a little bit short, but we'll see. The chains are out. And it is,
right
I think he got it just by the nose of the football. He got it literally by the nose of the football, and it's 1st and 10 for Montgomery. So another first down as they keep the drive going.
Yeah, looks like that was an old John Madden. What do you always say? Right foot, left foot. You get your first down, Mark.
First and 10 from the 43 as Montgomery is one of their best drives of the game so far, as they have it from their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, and you called it. They had to use Williams more. They're getting more involved.
Emerson, designed quarterback keeper here, but he's going to lose a couple. Hilltop all over that play, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and long.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't have a clean exchange from the center. Wanted to make sure he secured the football, and that allowed the defense, Eubank, to come inside for Hilltop and make the stop.
So 5:24 left in the 3rd quarter. Hilltop on top, 14-0. Montgomery has it, 2nd down and a long 10. After that, quarterback keeper didn't go anywhere. Emerson will line up in the shotgun with 2 wideouts on each side as Williams behind him. And he's going to hand it off to Williams. And Williams breaks free, crosses midfield. He's at the 40, still going. He's at the 35, 30, 25. And dances out of bounds at the 24, and Williams is showing his big playability on this drive.
Yeah, great handoff there by Emerson, kind of disguised it, and that allowed Williams to get outside off tackle. And once he got outside, Andrew, boy, he uses his speed beautifully. They really challenged that defense to make a stop on him. And then he just kind of sidesteps out of bounds.
And we've seen it a couple times from Williams making big plays, but apparently basketball is his main sport, not football.
I would hate to guard him.
Lightning
crossover will take your MCL out.
So 1st and 10 from the 24. Emerson keeps it himself, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds late. Flag is thrown out. It looks like he has the first down if the play stands, but it's either going to be a late hit or a penalty going against Montgomery.
Boy, and that was an early flag for a late hit because
it
just looked like he just stepped out of bounds.
So I don't know if that's going to be the call. It's going to be a hold. So wipe out that 10-yard run, which really hurts. Because you had a nice drive going, and the last thing you want to do is negate a big play. So basically, they just bring it back to the original line of scrimmage since it's 10 yards from where the hold occurred. So the hold must have happened right at the first down marker.
Yeah, you got to believe that was a receiver downfield trying to get some extra yardage for Emerson.
So it's basically a do-over, 1st and 10. Emerson fires towards the end zone, has a man knocked away at the last moment.
Deion Moore, I think.
And Arredondo was the intended receiver, and it looked like he had a step, but just knocked away.
Right on his fingertips too, Andrew. That was a good throw by Emerson. Good coverage there by the Lancers. Didn't get the number on that DB, but boy, he was really right on top of him.
So 2nd down and 10. Again, 2 wideouts are lining up on each side. Emerson keeps it himself, gets through the initial line of defense, and is hit hard. He'll be a few yards shy of the first down, but he took a hit.
Well, he's used to that playing running back this year. And boy, that was a designed quarterback sneak again. He gets outside tackle. He has speed and moves to really make the defenders miss. And he got close to that first down marker.
And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3.5.
No, 2 down territory here for
Oh, yeah.
Montgomery. So they could run it here twice and easily get the first down.
Ball is handed off, and that play went for a big loss. So instead of 3rd and short, you lose about 4. Now it's going to bring up 4th and close to 8.
Yeah, Vasquez came in from the outside and stopped that play right in his tracks as Emerson handed it off to Williams. Nobody blocked Vasquez. He came untouched.
3:37 left in the 3rd. Montgomery has sustained this drive. They started at the 20, and they have marched all the way down the field, but here we are, 4th down and 8. So big play in this game.
Yeah, it almost forces them to throw the football now with that big loss on that 3rd down play.
Firing towards the end zone. Ball is knocked in the air. It may have been intercepted. It is intercepted, but in fact that does Montgomery a favor. It was intercepted by Sandoval there from Christian Sandoval, but they'll have it now at the 3 rather than the 25.
Yeah, it looked like a miscommunication between the quarterback and the wide receiver there. He really didn't run it towards the end zone. He kind of stopped it around the 5, and that just allowed Sandoval to really claim that ball untouched.
Yep.
With no,
but if you're Sandoval, do you knock that down rather than bring it, catch it? Because now you're back in your own territory where it was 4th down, so you would have had it inside the 25. But it will be Hilltop ball from their own 3. Mm-hmm. Sanchez hands it off to Downs, and Downs will pick up about 4 yards on first, maybe 5, depending on the spot. And Anthony David on the stop there defensively. So the clock rolling, 2:47. Hilltop not in any hurry here, just trying to kind of take more time off the clock as they have a 2-score lead, 14-0, late in the 3rd. 2nd down and 5, ball handed off up the middle. And Downs makes a man miss, busts to the outside, and he's still going before he is brought down at the 35. So a huge pickup there on 2nd down and short. And Downs really has been the guy for Hilltop tonight.
Yeah, the right tackle and the guard really opened up a space for him as he went untouched and got outside towards the sidelines. But luckily for Montgomery, they took him down. But, boy, he got good spacing right there and great reaction off the blocks there. And that's a good run by Downs. Because they were deep in their own territory, and now he got them out to the 35-yard line in their own territory on that play.
And it's been all Downs so far as he's carried it both times and got him to the 35. He'll get it again. This time he only picks up 3 on 1st down, and it brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and that just now is just kind of killing them. Montgomery and this running game, it can be really painful to watch a team just run the football on you because, one, it takes a timeout, and then they just kill the clock, and your offense is just waiting to get back on field.
And Downs has done this single-handedly. This drive started at the 3-yard line. They're now at the 38, and that was all picked up by Dustin Downs. Second and 7. Play fake. Fires, and the ball is complete. And that goes to James Lett, his second catch, the 6'2 tight end, as he is brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be enough for a first down, move the chains. Hilltop has it 1st and 10 from their own 48.
Yeah, Sanchez loves throwing that ball at a high rent district and make Lett jump up and catch it. But he has great jumping ability, and he made a catch there. And more importantly, they're moving the chains downfield, and that's all they can ask for offensively.
We have 1:32 left here in the third quarter. 14-0 Hilltop leads. The Lancers have it 1st and 10 from their own 48. That's the second big play that Lett's had here in this ball game.
Yeah, passes like that, when they get completed, has to keep the defense honest, and then you can run the football.
Handoff up the middle on first down to Downs, and Downs a solid pickup. And it brings up second down and about a yard, maybe a yard and a half, as Downs another huge gain on first down.
Yeah, man, they're just killing the interior front of Montgomery right now with this running attack.
Try started at their own 3. They're now at the Montgomery 45.
And they really spread it out well. Up the middle, then off tackles, and really keeps the defense off balance and, more importantly, chasing.
Again, Downs a carry, and he will have maybe have enough for the first down.
But Bradley came up and really made a good play there. Kind of keep it close.
No, he's going to be just short. It's going to be third down in inches with 23 seconds left here in the third, and we have a stoppage in play because they may have to come measure.
And Montgomery needed that type of play by Bradley.
One official waved my time, and then the other official said, nope, I have it first down. One official wanted to measure. The other one said, no, I got it already first. And the clock rolling. 15 seconds left. That may be the final play. Hilltop won't have to take another snap in the third quarter.
And they shouldn't, really.
We'll see it.
Why would you? Why force a snap? Go to the fourth quarter.
Looks like they are going to get a play off. They do. Handoff. Again, it's Downs, and Downs breaks through and has a huge gain on first again as he is brought down after a pickup of about 8 to end the third quarter.
Yeah, Aztecs right there kind of trying to get an inside blitz to kind of neutralize that inside running game. That time the blitzing linebackers ran right by Downs as he goes straight into their defensive backfield for another 9-yard run.
That will do it for the third quarter. 14-0. Hilltop has the lead, and they're looking for more as they have it 2nd and 1 from the Montgomery 33 when the fourth quarter starts.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and college events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here. Stay tuned now for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the action on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, there's still a whole quarter to go here, but if we
can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
7:10 left in regulation. Hilltop looking to make things awfully difficult for Montgomery if they can get in the end zone again. 1st and 10. Play fake. Sanchez under pressure, under heavy pressure, and he is brought down at the 35. A big play by the Montgomery defense, and they needed that.
Yeah, they definitely did. Nice play there. Good pursuit by the interior lineman. As I think Bradley once again came in on a good inside rush there to get to the quarterback.
And that was a huge play because Hilltop had been dominating on first down. Instead of first down and short, now you have 2nd down and long for Hilltop, which has been a rarity. So Montgomery comes up big when they needed it there. .25 left in regulation. Hilltop again in no rush as they have a 14-0 lead and they have the football in Montgomery territory. It's Montgomery 33. Sanchez under pressure. Now will elude that pressure before he is brought down again. So another sack. This time he'll lose about 3, maybe 2, depending on the spot. And it brings up 3rd down and close to 20.
Sebastian Orozco right there came in a good rush, and this was a lot of players right there. Bradley came in, and another outside linebacker. They really put the pressure on Sanchez. So he's trying to roll back to throw the football, and then realized he wasn't going to have any time. He had to try to run with it to get anything, and just could not.
3rd and 20 with 9:37 left in the 4th.
They are going backwards on this series.
Again, keep in mind this drive started at their own 3. And they got it down to the 25, but now moving back. 3rd down and long. Sanchez going deep. Has him in. The ball is tipped around, and it is
I think
no signal.
Caught. I think it was tipped and it was caught by another receiver coming downfield. I think it was down.
Well, there's no signal. I think they're saying it's incomplete.
Wow, he didn't catch that football?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's referee wipes it out and says incomplete. So 4th down and 20, and Hilltop is going to punt this one away and try to pin Montgomery deep. So Montgomery's defense comes up big, keeping them in the game.
Sorry, Andrew. Everybody in the press box says that ball hit the turf before Downs came over and made the play, or attempted play.
So Cervantes and Mathis back deep. Low snap, but the kick is up. And they're just going to let this bounce, and it takes a Hilltop bounce out of bounds inside the 20. And so Montgomery still in this game, still plenty of time, 9:09, but they're going to have to get something going here quick.
Yeah, you talk about a big bend right there, but don't break. That was the defense right there. It looked like Hilltop was just rolling in that 3rd quarter when they got out at their own 3 and was going to go downfield and possibly put this game out of reach. But boy, they came up.
Well, they were gaining solid yards on first down every play, and then they decided to do a play action on first down, and Montgomery didn't fall for it and came up with that sack, and that's really what changed the momentum on that drive. So Emerson now will try to get Montgomery some momentum here with 9:09. Takes the snap, quick fire, and overthrows his intended receiver. And it brings up 2nd down and 10.
By number 24, Bainel right there for Hilltop. He had an easy interception. He just misplayed it. As that ball sailed on Emerson way over the head of the intended receiver, who's making an inside cut.
Jason Rodriguez was the intended receiver. So 2nd and 10, 9:05 for Emerson. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself on a design quarterback keeper, and he is brought down out of bounds for a loss. The clock will stop, but Emerson loses a few.
A couple defenders there for Hilltop. Number 55, Galvin, and number 80, Jovan Vera right there. 2 defensive linemen. Just great speed to get outside and take down Emerson.
3rd down and 12. With 8:58 again, Emerson gets out of bounds, stop the clock, but he loses 2 in the process. Now Emerson will roll to the far side. He's looking to throw, fires over the middle. The ball is picked off. And heading the other way is Hilltop for a touchdown. And I believe that was Zach Pauley. for Hilltop.
Stepped right in front of the defender, or the defender stepped right in front of the intended receiver on that throw, read the quarterback eyes, easy interception, and more importantly, great blocking downfield to get that third touchdown of the game for Hilltop.
So Montgomery now trails 20-0 after that interception return. And Hilltop's defense really playing outstanding tonight. And the extra point is up and good. 21-0. Hilltop has the lead. 8:46 left here in regulation from Montgomery High as Hilltop on top of Montgomery, 21-0.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, Montgomery will get the ball back here, but now in a very tough situation, trailing by 3 scores with 8:46 remaining, and passing game just struggling right now for the Aztecs.
Yeah, and this time Emerson is really struggling now because he's not looking off. He's just looking at one receiver. That makes it awfully easy for DBs to defend you. If you're not going to look them off and go through your progressions, and they can kind of just single out the one guy you're looking at, and then make it easy interceptions.
Mathis with the kick return, makes a man miss, has a lot of room to work. He's at the 35, trying to get to the side. He's at the 40 now, 45 and brought down near the 50. So a big pickup. Mathis, a huge pickup for Montgomery, giving them the best field position to start in a long time here.
We got flags. These referees talking, and I always get scared when they get in a group.
And they're right in front of the Montgomery bench, so if that goes against Montgomery, they're going to be upset because that was a huge return from Mathis. And it is going to be personal foul going against Montgomery. And that takes away a big return from Mathis.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there.
So instead of a big return starting near midfield, they're now going to march backwards.
Yeah, 15 yards in the opposite direction.
And they'll start it at the 32. Montgomery coaching staff not happy with that one. Negates a big return.
It's been one of those nights for the Aztecs.
1st and 10 from the 32. Emerson fires, and it's intercepted again. Heading down the sideline for Hilltop is Jared Akers, and Akers is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. So back-to-back pick sixes for Hilltop. And this thing's gotten out of hand here for Montgomery as they now trail 27-0.
Yeah, once again, Emerson wanting one look, that time for Deion Moore, making a cut across the middle of the field. And as you said, the DB, Akers, stepped right in front of Moore. Easy interception, and more importantly, showed great speed to the far end of the sidelines there to get in that end zone easily.
So the extra point for Galvan coming in for Hilltop after that nice pick six, and it's going to be blocked. So special teams comes up big there for Montgomery, 27-0. Hilltop has the lead after Galvan returned that one close to 40 yards for the score.
And right now,
not Galvan, Akers.
Right now, you just got to worry about the young quarterback Emerson right now, and just not let him get discouraged. It's a little rough right now, and he hasn't two back-to-back interceptions that went for touchdowns. So right now, you just got to be concerned about his keeping him up and making him prepared because I think he is the best solution right now, quarterback-wise for them due to all the injuries that they have sustained.
Yeah, you got to keep his head up. I know it's tough to kind of get thrown in to that quarterback role, especially when you